Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Grillin' with Papa J. Today's topic, selecting the right size egg for your cook. Now you might be a family of 2 or a family of 6. You might like to have your neighbors over and cook for 25 or 30. They currently have 7 sizes, from the mini all the way up to the 2XL. Not only does the size of your family or who you like to cook for matter, but it also matters in what you like to cook. I like to do 16 to 20 pound briskets. My extra large is perfect for those cooks. When I'm cooking for my wife and I might grab the large or the medium, throw on a chicken, throw on some chicken thighs, maybe I want to do some pork tenderloin. Perfect size for a cook like that. The extra large might be a little too much for that cook. But if I'm doing pizza, I always grab my extra large. I like the surface area it gives me. I'll do 2 levels of cooking, get the pizza up high in the dome, and I find that it does a really good job on pizza. When I travel, I grab the Minimax. The Minimax is great. It's got 2 handles. My wife and I grab it, throw in the back of the car, and off we go. So when you're selecting your egg, not only think about the family that you're cooking for or your friends, but also consider what is it you like to cook? Or what do you want to be able to cook? And try to select an egg that'll meet those needs as well. Now, one thing to realize, although they're different sizes, they pretty much all have the same features. They have a bottom vent and a top vent. They all come with your temperature gauge so you can monitor your temperatures you're cooking on. So all those basics are pretty much all the same. So we've covered the size of a cook you need, whether it's the size of your family or friends you want to invite over. We've also considered what it is you want to cook. Now we're down to the size of the grate that you're going to be cooking on. So let's delve in a little bit deeper and figure out which big green egg is best for you, or which ones. Now I must say, I am missing the small. Please respond, add a comment, trying to convince my wife, let me get the small. It's the last one in my collection. She says, well, you do have 2 larges. That's besides the point. I want to get the small. So add a comment in there, see if we can't convince her. I'll let you know how it goes. All the numbers I'm quoting you come off of the Big Green Egg website. So the mini weighs 39 pounds and has a 79 square inch cooking area. That's a 10-inch diameter grill. Now realize, you can't put 10 inches of meat or protein down on here. You won't get any airflow. You won't be able to cook anything. So that's why they tell you you can do 2 chicken breasts, 1 steak, or maybe 2 pork chops. So realize you can't fill the entire area because mine is airflow. You don't have a temperature to cook anything. Next, I have the Minimax. Now the Minimax and the small have the same size grilling surface. The difference would be the depth of the bottom chamber of the small allows you to store more lump, which will allow for longer cooks. So the Minimax weighs 76 pounds, has a cooking area of 133 square inches, and a diameter of 13 inches for the grill. Once again, remember, you're not filling that whole 13 inches, but you'll get the same specs out of the small as you would on the Minimax. The difference is the small, because of the deeper chamber, adds about 4 pounds, so the small would be 80 pounds. Now let's move over to the medium. The medium weighs 114 pounds and has a cooking area of 177 square inches. That means with this egg, you get 15 inches in diameter of a cooking surface. That'd be maybe a 12-pound turkey, maybe 4 burgers, a whole chicken. Here we have the large. The large is 162 pounds. Now realize the weight is, mine is the shelves on the side, the nest, which is the rolling unit below it, and maybe a plate setter. So these weights will go up as you add options to your egg. So at 162 pounds, it's pretty heavy. It's got 262 square inches And inside, you've got a real nice size. You've got 18¼ inches in here. This is a really nice egg size that gives you a lot of variety and different cooks you could possibly do. Next, we move over to the extra large. This was my first egg. I have done a lot of different cooks. I have made pizza's a huge family favorite. 22-pound brisket. This thing went 22 hours, sat right at about 270 and didn't move for the longest time. Never had to add any fuel. Really, really nice option if you like to do those long, low and slow cooks. The pizza's at 600 degrees, no problem whatsoever. I've made bread in this. I've made desserts in this. I've cooked fish in this. I have cooked everything in this, and this thing is always up for the challenge. Now with this guy in its size, it's quite big, 219 pounds. You get 552 square inches of cooking area, and that's with 24 inches in diameter of a cooking grill. This is truly one of my favorites, but because of its size and weight, it doesn't travel with me very much. The final egg in this review is the extra large. Now, I want to clarify something. This is the older style. They've changed it now. It's not quite as deep, and I think they call it the 2X. They've dropped the price. The cooking surface is identical. They've modified the bottom half of it. The top half, from my understanding, is all identical parts. Now, with something like this, you get a 29-inch grill surface. This is so new, I haven't cooked on it yet. It's a beautiful grill. I'm waiting for things to calm down, and once I'm allowed to, I want to have a big neighborhood party and christen this guy and fire it up and cook for as many people as I'm allowed to invite over. This egg, all I know is that I think it's 375 pounds, 29-inch diameter cooking. You can put a lot on it. I think they can put a suckling pig on there. You can fill it up with more food than you could probably be able to manage cooking. So I can't wait for the day I get to fire this up. So that gives you kind of an overview of the different size eggs that Big Green Egg offers. Please add some comments. Let me know your experiences when you're cooking with one of these different size eggs. Things that you find that are useful in the certain size egg you're using. Some things maybe you don't like about them. I've been pretty happy with the ones I've been using. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Grillin' with Papa J. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts.